Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Friday, October 9th, 2020. This is Rick here at Hit and Run Candlesticks. And I want to reach out and just say a great big thank you for watching our video blog. I've got 13. I'm going to try to run through pretty quick today. Good luck trading. I personally won't be in the trading room today. I've got to take a little road trip up to St. Louis, but I wanted to get this video out before we left this morning. Okay, let's start with a SPY, like we always do. So the moving averages I have up today here are the 50 simple, the 34 EMA, and the T-line, or the 8 exponential moving average. And I've got my 3/8 trap line, or my 3 EMA. It's measured on the highs and not the close. So you can see here on the SPY, we've kind of, we've done something like that right there. It appears that we have a shoulder here, a head here, and a shoulder here. So we've got an inverted head and shoulders now. Price action has pulled itself back over the 50-period moving average. The T-line is crossed back over the 34, and the T-line is crossed back over the 50-period simple. We are in a slow grind up. Slow is what it's been, but it has been a grind to the upside. Excuse me. So I just have a little green bar here. This just shows me how we're moving up into the resistance area. And it just shows that this might be more of a grind higher, or that grind continue. We need to chew through all this and even higher, to challenge the, the September highs up here. So far, the bulls are doing a really, really good job of keeping us in a bullish attitude since we've had this morning star signal here with the follow through. If you take a look at FNGU, it also has been doing very well. I don't think it's been doing quite as well as the SPY has been doing. So it just means the FANG tech stocks have not been running quite as hot. We have a nice bottom. T-line is above the 34. 34 is above the 50. Price is above the T-line. We're hovering in that trap area. We just recently came out of a trap. And it does appear that we are still moving higher. Slow grind up, chewing through that resistance. All right, let's start with some trade ideas. Now, today we're going to little different here. A lot of these stocks we're going to look at today, not all of them, are going to be playing around with the bottoms down here. Some of them will represent close to what we call a pinball setup. I say close to because some of them, they just don't have quite the distance between the T-line and the 34. However, APA does. For the pinball setup, we require 10%. And APA is looking at 18% between the T-line and the 34 here. So this is a prime example of a pinball setup. So what we're looking for is a downtrend below the T-line, some price action, a candlestick reason why we're moving up, and here's a bullish engulf with a little follow through, back for a test, little morning star, and we're back over the T-line here, and the 3 EMA is above the T-line as well. So we're looking for price basically to run up toward 1150, maybe 1190, but 1150 I think would be a fair number to look at. Also, today we're going to be looking at a 3-bar chart. I use this often, a 3-bar chart, and what it does, it just puts out 3 bars for the day, so you can watch those bars. You can see how we've approached the 34 EMA, and I would say the next target up is about that 50 period moving average up here. So that is where we might look for a little base hit followed through with follow through, and then maybe pull the second, third, or however many shares you have, positions off, whatever I have, I'll pull off right near that 34 EMA. COP. Some of the what I'm looking at is some of the oil stocks that's maybe bottoming, and maybe is constructing a bottom that may show a lift in the near future. Now, COP here, Conoco, we're up a little bit. We're close to that 50 period moving average, so we want to be careful. So far, right through here, it was not able to break out. It does appear that there's a pretty well constructed bottom in here. Bullish engulf, rally up, test, and now we're rallying up again. Let's take a look at the 3-bar chart, and this is the chart that I might use to trade. And you can see where we're over the 50 period moving average. Now we've been up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars, so I may need to see that little pullback before I can put an entry in there. Right now, I would be looking at something, in this neighborhood maybe. And if we go back to the daily, you'll see where we are. Back down into this area here that might get us up a little higher if you're trading on the 3-bar chart. DRI, this is a very nice trending chart that has pulled back into the trap. Nice little candle in there yesterday. I know a few of our members bought this yesterday, and we're looking for this to move a little bit higher. Pre-market, it's moving up just above the upper trap line, which is the green line, or the 3 EMA. Coke. Now, I haven't liked Coke since it gapped down. We rallied up here. This was all fine and dandy, but once we got down here, I didn't like Coke. I didn't really like Coke through this area here until it showed me it could break out. Well, now Coke is starting to move a little bit. So what I'm going to do with Coke is draw a line like this. I'm going to, hold on there, just get carried away. I'm going to put a line up there like that, and now I'm going to monitor Coke for a possible buy on a little consolidation, or, now I say possible there, but if it was to break out and then test, that's where I would really like Coke in this area here. So we're going to keep our eyes on Coke going forward. Coke does have a nice bottom in here, very nice bottom. Here I just didn't like the entry idea, and you can see that if Coke does start to take off, what's going on over here? There we go. If Coke does start to take off, you can see that it's got a nice run, a possible run back up here to about $58, $59. Len, L-E-N. Let me fix my chart. I've done something to it here, and here we go. There we go. Len. You can see Len has been trending up quite nice. Len broke out. Resistance, 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 resistance. Boom, it breaks out. It tested resistance. This becomes support. You can see we're in that trap area now. Len is on our buy list as a possible buy. MRO, another oil chart here. On the daily, we have a bullish engulf, a rally up, a pullback for a lower high, and now we've made a higher high. So let's put this like this here. There you go, just like that. Now what we're looking for is ultimately maybe to get back to that 50 period moving average. That would be the trade I would be looking for. And that represents in the neighborhood of 15%. Now we have the 34 EMA to deal with, and it is powerful down here. It really is. So we want to watch that. You just want to watch that price action. You want to make sure that if I'm in it and we reach up to that, if we start seeing some sell signals, We want to take what profit we have in it. If it shows that it's stabilizing up here, then maybe we can run it up to that 50 period. Let's look at the 3-bar chart. Now the 3-bar chart, that's kind of a little different look here. So if I choose to trade the 3-bar chart, what I will do is my stop will be about $4.30 here. You've got a typical low, high, higher low, higher high. Look for some consolidation or a reason to buy. That's what I'll be doing with my stop in there about right in there. And there we're going to be looking for a profit target maybe up around $4.75. Yeah, $4.75. And that represents about 9%. NOV, National Oil Well. Here's another chart. It's not a pinball setup because there's the distance between the T line and the 34 is not there, but it's the same idea. We have a low, high, higher low, and we're moving up. Now I'm going to watch for this 50 period moving average on the daily chart for a target. After 3 bars, 4 or 5 bars up, 6 if you count the doji down here, there's a good chance we see a little consolidation. So what I'm going to be looking for is some consolidation in here for an entry. This is a 3-bar chart. Sorry, I said this was a daily. This is a 3-bar chart. So I'm going to be looking for that consolidation, work for an entry, and I'm actually going to drop this down just a little. There we go. And then we'll look for 990 as a target on the 3-bar chart. Let's look at the daily. You can see the daily, that will be one of the first targets we look at, followed by around that 34 EMA for the second target. The pinball setup, we use the T-line and the 34 quite heavily. And on the daily chart, this is an official pinball setup right now. So there is a, that would be our major goal to get to that 34 EMA for, what is this, about a 13-14% trade on NOV, National Oil Well. There is a possibility it gets up here to that 50 period moving average. You just have to watch the price action and manage your chart. OXY, we are on the daily chart now. You can see how we've rallied up. Let's just draw that out real quick. See how we've rallied up, we've pulled back, and now we're moving up again. Again, this is not a pinball setup because we don't have the distance to the 34. We don't have the percentage, and it requires 10%. Well, that doesn't always mean I'm not going to trade it. I'm just going to trade it in a different way. So really what I'd like to see is a little consolidation. So the trade might not be today. Well, maybe today it runs up a little bit and then it pulls back toward the end of the day. Ultimately, what I would like is that consolidation in here. That's what I would like in this area. Now let's look, well, let's mark the 50 period on the daily here. And then let's go to the 3-bar chart. Here's the 3-bar chart. So this would be our target area. You can see we've been up way too many bars here to be a buyer. So we need some consolidation. On a 3-bar, I think I'm gonna drop this down quite a bit actually. We're gonna go back to that 50 period moving average on the 3-bar chart. There we go. We're gonna drop this down. So what I would be looking for is an entry in this area here. So we would have, if we could paint the future, if it was possible, low to a high, to a higher low, to a higher high, here's the future. Higher low to a higher high. Of course, I can't predict that's going to happen, but that is what I would like to see happen, and we would like to be a buyer down in this area here. Okay, everybody knows that pot, here's some of my pot stocks we have on the LTA scanner. Pot was a big player yesterday. Here's ACB. ACB didn't get as big a run maybe as the CGC did. and it may be set up a little bit better if you're a pinball trader. Now, this is a pinball setup. That's 36%. Holy smoke. So what I'm going to do is watch for a trade. Now, we can see that it's gapping up. I'm not going to necessarily chase a gap, although this might be one of those candidates where you can trade the gap, and who knows, maybe you do get a 10 to 20% move on it. I don't generally do that, and again, I'm not going to be here today, Friday, October 9th, for trading. So what I'm going to do is just simply wait for it to pull back. They all do. So from the daily chart and from a pinball standpoint, let's put some targets up here based on the moving averages. Now I'm going to go to a 3-bar chart. Here we are on a 3-bar chart. You can see how we're approaching that 50-period moving average, and it looks like we're opening up just above it. But we're also up 1, 2, 3. This is going to be 4 bars today. So I think once this gap is over, once today is finished, we start to see some consolidation, and that might offer us an entry to finish this off up into the 670 area and possibly the $8 area. BP, also one on the oil side that I'm looking for. And on the oil, what I'm looking at is the possibility of a bottom being created and a relief rally to the 34 and maybe the 50-period moving average. I'm not looking for a long-term hold. It could be, but right now I'm just looking for a trade, and I'm looking for just a simple relief rally back up to a couple of these major moving averages. So BP, low to a high to a higher low. We didn't quite make a higher high. Looks like we're headed there, though. I'm going to start looking for an entry in this area here above the T-line, and then we'll look for targets around the 34. We'll see how price action handles itself. Definitely be a profit taker there or a base hitter around that 34. Here is the 3-bar chart. Once we get through that 50-period moving average on the 3-bar chart, then it becomes very possible to reach up for 1920 and then maybe 2050 up here. MVIS, daily chart is setting up. MVIS had a little trouble up here. We rallied down. The bulls took control back. We're back above the 50-period moving average. The 34 is above the 50. Our trend is really starting to work. And yesterday, MVIS printed a nice hammer down here. The sellers had a chance to just drop this thing hard. They failed to do it. Good volume, good hammer here. We start to see, whoa, hang on here. There we go. We start to see follow through above today, which you can see above yesterday, which you can see we're gapping up right now. So this may be a chart that we look for a trade at the beginning of the gap. We'll wait 15 minutes perhaps. Let's see what that second or future 15-minute bars do for an entry, and then up here to retest these highs up here. ERX, back to the whole oil game here. If you're looking for an ETF, here's the bull double, and you can see that low, high, higher low, higher high. We're going to put the 34, why do I keep doing that? There you go. 34 EMA as a target around, and also around that 50-period moving average. So what we're looking for is the price to simply continue. Low, high, higher low, higher high. There's no doubt at some point in here we're going to pull back, and ultimately what I'd like to see is a higher low and then buying opportunity in here, unless you're already in it and then you trade it a little different. One more. OIH is also putting in this bottom down here with that 34 and the 50 as a possible target. Again, I think these oils are starting to, well, relief rally, not put any kind of bottom in for some big major move, but I think they are poised for a relief rally based on the bottoms that I've been seeing and the price action that I'm seeing. So let's keep an eye on that. Good trading today. I'll be back Monday. Again, thank you, everybody. And, oh, hey, I want to remind you that my friend Doug Campbell, the end of this month, he will be presenting a class on, let's see here, let's go to DRI, on the 3/8 trap. I've never seen or heard anyone teach the 3/8 trap like Doug does. Absolutely amazing, absolutely worth it. You want to take your trading to the next level, whether you use the 3/8 trap or not. If you don't use it, after the class, you will use it. And if you do use it, you want to sharpen your blades up here. Believe me, the class is worth it. So on the 29th of this month, 29th of October, Doug's going to be teaching a class. It lasts about 3, maybe 3.5 hours. I'll put the link down below. I'll make it the first link that you see. And if you're interested, well, give it a shot. Alrighty, you guys take care. We'll see you next time. Thank you very much.